What's up guys, Maelstrom here. If you enjoyed the video then like, subscribe and leave a comment down below so I can keep on making these awesome videos for you guys. Chapter 4 Darkness. As Mai had promised, Naruto's training, if it could be called that, pushed him to the physical limits of pain and broke through them. Since Mai was aware of the healing abilities of Jinchuriki through her few battles with Yagura, she was now a pain-inflicting machine, and quite possibly a sadist. Knowing that Naruto's skin would heal, she started to train him in utilizing his boil release, which unfortunately for Naruto, meant he had to build up a resistance to its acidic properties, which involved him being immersed in an acidic mist. The problem with this though was that it resulted in the skin peeling off quite frequently. Granted, it couldn't compare to having a demon's chakra melt off your skin, but Naruto didn't know that yet. Naruto though seemed to be a mix of a masochist and a rock, as all the pain he felt only made him smile slightly, with the singular thought of revenge driving him to endure everything, whether it be cold weather, or an acidic miasma. He did not care as long as he got stronger as a result. Line break. Somewhere in the land of fire. Line break. Sasuke was in immense pain comparable to his former teammate at the moment. However, unlike him, Sasuke did not enjoy it at all. Having taken a special pill from a group which called themselves the Sound Four, Sasuke's world erupted in agony, with a searing pain burning through his neck from his cursed seal, while his lungs and heart seemed to be constricting and shrinking, causing his pain to double tenfold. He was vaguely aware of one of them mentioning something about acting quick before losing him, but at that moment, Sasuke's brain erupted in agony, feeling as though a sword was being driven straight through his forehead. He was unaware that someone had picked him up and placed him in a strange box, as his heart was beating erratically. After a moment, his heart stopped beating and Sasuke collapsed. Inside the box, Sasuke was plunged into complete darkness, but somehow retained his mental faculties. Did I die? I felt my heart stop, but Sasuke trailed off at the end, before looking around. A bright spot in the darkness grabbed his attention, but it soon started to fade. Sasuke quickly ran to it, unsure of what was happening, but knew that he needed to follow the light. The light blinded him momentarily, before he found himself being held in the arms of his mother. After a quick glance, he saw that he was a baby again. He noticed his mother talking to a red-haired woman, before the scene changed again in a flash of light. Now he was watching Itachi as a young child sparring with the blonde-haired man in the arms of his mother. Even now, Sasuke could tell the man was going easy on Itachi, but Itachi wasn't making it easy for him. The scene changed again, revealing Sasuke in Itachi's arms, with an eerie silence around them. "Sasuke, no matter what, your big brother will always protect you," said Itachi firmly. The area around Sasuke suddenly went pitch black and a low hissing sound could be heard reverberating around him. "You want power, don't you Sasuke?" said a smooth hissing voice. Sasuke narrowed his eyes, or at least he believed he did. What is going on? What was all that? Thought Sasuke in confusion. "Rise Sasuke, come to me, I will give you power. The power you want, the power you need to get your revenge," said the same voice, before Sasuke felt himself become engulfed in purple flames. Sasuke laughed in euphoria at the feeling of power he sensed in the flames, which clung to him. "Yes, this is power!" shouted Sasuke manically, before waking up and snapping open his eyes, suddenly bursting out of the box he was in, heart beating once again, full of malice. Line break. Sasuke looked around and saw a badly beaten Lee and a sound ninja he had never seen before. Uncaringly, Sasuke looked around, before heading off in the direction of sound, knowing no one would be able to stop him. Line break. At the rebel base camp. Line break. Naruto was happily whistling as he walked to his tent. Quite a few of the onlookers were floored at the massive change Naruto underwent overnight from a depressed, apathetic child, to a ball of happiness. One step closer, thought Naruto, as thanks to his training, he was now capable of enduring a mist of pH 5. Now I find myself with a dilemma, thought Naruto, as he stopped whistling, and took up a pensive expression. What to do in my free time, thought Naruto as he walked back to his tent. Upon arrival, he went in and sat on the floor at the foot of his bed, leaning his back against it. "Let's see, I could drink like Tsunade, so that is off the table. Smoking is also off the table given the massive amount of mist around here. Well, I don't have any perverted books, so Kakashi's pastime is out the window. Let's see, what else can I do?" said Naruto, while leaning his chin on his right palm, while his other hand supported his right elbow. "Ha! Of course, pervy sage's favorite hobby, peeping. That might be a bit difficult given where I am presently. It is highly doubtful the rebels have a hot spring around. Well, Jiraiya had free reign, so he chose to fluster all women. However, given my circumstances, that will be difficult, though not impossible, but I think there is one person I can give some special attention to," said Naruto, before ending with an amused smirk. Elsewhere, the leader of the rebels gave a slight shiver of excitement. "I don't know why, but I feel as though things are going to get fun soon," said Mai aloud, before gaining a seductive smirk. Line break. Outside a hot spring in Tanzaku town. Line break. "I don't know why, but I have that strangest feeling that I have succeeded in turning someone to the ways of the pervert. I better keep an extra copy of my books around, to give to Naruto the next time I see him," said Jiraiya aloud, before returning to his research. Line break. The next day. Line break. Naruto woke up eagerly anticipating the day, as this day would be the day Naruto put his new method of entertainment to the test. He decided to grab 2 bananas and an orange for breakfast. He peeled the orange with a kunai and walked to his usual training area while slicing off and eating pieces of it. By the time he had arrived at the damp training ground, he had already started eating his first banana. He waited patiently, knowing that Mai would be by soon. Line break. Mai woke up at her usual time of 6 sharp in the morning as always, before going through her usual morning activities. While getting ready, she pondered the new changes to her temporary litter. Having such a rapid change in mentality was never a good thing in Mai's experience, as it hinted at a lack of mental stability. Although I am not sure which is better, apathetic and emotionless, or apathetic and masochistic, thought Mai, as the image of Naruto smiling in the face of having his skin peeling off due to acidic burns entered her mind. Getting lost in her musings, Mai lost track of time and realized if she didn't move soon, she would be late. "Sigh, so much for breakfast," said Mai with a heavy sigh, as she grabbed a ration bar disdainfully. Mai ate it as quick as possible so she wouldn't have to dwell on the taste of the almost cardboard-flavored bar. Running, she arrived at the training ground with a minute to spare. "Well, you were almost late, Mai. Mind elsewhere?" asked Naruto with a teasing grin. "Well, he changed again," thought Mai in confusion. "Sorry about that, but I still made it on time," said Mai with her characteristic smile. "True, you did. Here, catch," said Naruto, as he threw something at Mai, which she quickly caught before looking at it. "A banana?" questioned Mai in curiosity. I figured you might be hungry," said Naruto with a slight smirk, as he said hungry. Now Mai wasn't a fool. In her 20-so years of life she had become a person who was quite adept at reading people's motives. So naturally, with Naruto smirking as he said the word hungry and him offering her a banana, of all possible food choices, she was naturally suspicious. In addition, her teasing nature was not a front, as she had a good idea at what Naruto was implying with both his words and actions. He is still 5 years too young to tease me," thought Mai, smirking inwardly. "Why, thank you, I indeed had to skip breakfast today," said Mai, as she peeled the banana. Naruto waited with a face of stone, while inwardly jumping with playfulness. "Almost," thought Naruto, as Mai brought the banana to her lips. She slowly slid it into her mouth to about half of its total length before Naruto formed a one-handed seal behind his back while channeling ice chakra, which caused the banana to turn to ice, shocking Mai at the sheer coldness while also sticking to her mouth. Mai, you certainly are eager this morning," said Naruto happily. Mai had not expected him to freeze the banana, but his voice brought her back to her senses. She started pulling boil-release chakra in her mouth, before releasing it around the banana, causing it to literally dissolve right before Naruto's eyes. "Oops, seems like it couldn't survive my mouth," said Mai with a smile, while closing her eyes. "Damn, that was scary, but also a little hot," thought Naruto while little Naruto cringed in apprehension. All around the world little men shivered for their poor comrade. Mai opened her eyes to see him smirking slightly, which puzzled her, as most men would have been at least a little scared from her display. "So can we get started now?" asked Naruto in a bland tone. "Certainly, prepare yourself," said Mai, before making the horse seal and releasing a swath of acidic miasma from her mouth, which enveloped Naruto. Initially, it was only a slightly acidic mist, not more corrosive than acid rain, but Mai was slowly, but steadily, dropping the pH from just under 7 down to 6 and finally 5. At this stage, Mai looked at Naruto and was slightly surprised to see that he was completely unharmed. Lower, said Naruto in a level tone. Mai initially hesitated, but remembered that Naruto did need to get used to lower pH levels, so she dropped it down to 4. The now 10 times stronger acidic mist started to cause Naruto's skin to turn red in irritation from the acid. Naruto however released a relaxed sigh, almost as if he was enjoying it. So have you ever tried to release this type of chakra from other parts of your body than your mouth? Asked Naruto. Is he teasing me again? Thought Mai, but looking at Naruto's face, it only showed genuine curiosity. No, as if it isn't released properly, it can corrode through skin and bone. Said Mai after a while. That is a shame. Thought Naruto, before saying lower again. As the pH level dropped to 3, Naruto's skin began to peel off, causing him to release a heavy sigh. Yes, this makes me feel alive, Naruto thought in relaxation. I wonder if this is how Gaara felt when he killed people and scattered their blood everywhere. I guess I'll have to ask him sometime, thought the morbid fox carrier. After a while, the green-eyed beauty dissipated the acidic mist, much to the Uzumaki's disappointment. That should be enough for today. At this rate, you will completely unaffected by the strongest possible acidic mist which can be produced, possibly within the next 3 days. Said Mai in a thoughtful tone. That is really good. I can wait. But thank goodness for resistant seals, or I would keep ruining all my clothes at this rate. Said Naruto in a slightly happy tone. So it seems he can be happy but only related to training matters. Well, there was also his attempts to tease as well, I guess, thought Mai, before getting an idea and giving a devilish smirk. So how about a spar? After all, I have yet to test the full extent of your abilities, and as a leader, I have to know the strength of my troops. Suggested Mai in a casual manner. Sure, why not? Any restrictions? Asked Naruto, dropping into a bizarre stance with both his arms down, sticking out at the ground at a 45-degree angles, with his hands open into claws and facing back, with his left leg in front of his right, a little less than shoulder width apart, with both legs bent at the knees, with his right foot flat on the ground, while his left was propped up on the ball of his foot. Mai was flabbergasted at such a strange stance, but quickly recovered. No weapons, but everything else goes. Said Mai. Naruto nodded and waited for Mai to take a stance. Well, what are you waiting for? Asked Mai. Aren't you going to take a stance? Asked Naruto in confusion, while still keeping his guard up. I already have. Said Mai before melting into lava. Aw crap, thought Naruto, before a reverse roundhouse hit the back of his head, sending him to the ground. Oh my, don't tell me that is it? Taunted Mai with a smirk. Naruto spat out a bit of blood, having bitten his cheek from the surprise kick. Fine, you asked for this. Said Naruto, as he got back into his stance. Chakra crawled along his arms before forming a set of claws on his hands, made out of glowing blue chakra, with a slightly reddish tint. Naruto burst forward in a rush of speed and threw a clawed uppercut at Mai's face, which she avoided by backflipping. She turned to face Naruto in midair, before shooting a massive glob of lava at him. Naruto quickly made a tiger hand sign, followed by dog, before a large wall of ice rose up, blocking the lava. Naruto quickly sunk underground and ran towards Mai, while making a clone appear behind him. The clone jumped out of the ground behind Mai, while Naruto stayed and waited. Mai made a few quick hand signs and shot 3 water bullets at the clone, dispelling it, before slamming her hands on the ground, causing the earth to split, revealing Naruto. Nice try. But did you forget I've already stopped you when you tried this before? Said Mai with a smile. Well, have you seen this before? Asked Naruto, before turning away and launching Wine Style, Great Breakthrough, which propelled him at Mai, while the chakra on his hands was replaced with Wind Nature Chakra. 2 quick claw thrusts and Mai's right sleeve and clothing around the right side of her stomach was torn to shreds, with Mai barely dodging in time as blood dripped down her right forearm. Mai was angry, not for the reason of some kunoichi as her clothing had been damaged. No, Mai was not a person who cared for such trivial and pointless things. She was angry because not only had she been caught off guard by such a simple trick, but by someone who was a genin, while she was supposedly a cage-level ninja. Mai's pride would not allow this. Mai made the horse seal and dropped her mist down to a pH of 1, before releasing it around the area, trapping Naruto within the 10-meter area not taken up by an acidic mist. Boil Style, Acid Spears. said Mai while holding the horse hand sign. The acidic mist around Naruto and Mai turned into hundreds of spears before charging straight at Naruto. Damn water style, multi-water wall jutsu, said Naruto hurriedly, before 4 walls of water sprung up around him, shielding him from the spears, while he formed an ice mirror which he walked into, which spat him out 20 meters away, but unfortunately, 3 meters in the sky. Thanks for the safe Haku, mumbled Naruto, before needing a large amount of fire-nature chakra in his lungs. As the mist created from the clashing of the water walls and acid spears cleared, Naruto was nowhere to be seen. I really hope I didn't kill him, thought Mai in worry. Fire style, fireball jutsu, shouted Naruto 5 meters away in the air behind Mai, launching a fireball 5 times bigger than the average one. Mai inwardly breathed a sigh of relief, before going through a large amount of hand signs at blurring speeds. Water style, water dragon jutsu, said Mai, before the mist around her formed into a massive 5-meter-long dragon. Aperu is twice as big, mumbled Naruto in thought, before creating a clone in midair, which began to help him form a Rasengan, before throwing him straight at the ground, while he was obscured by the clashing of the 2 jutsu. The Uzumaki pulled the arm with the Rasengan back while outstretching his other to ensure he passed into the earth instead of having the Rasengan explode in his face. As the 2 attacks dissipated, Mai looked around and noticed Naruto wasn't around, before cursing and trying to jump away, before finding out a clone was holding her legs in place. The original Naruto burst from the ground with a loud scream of Rasengan and crushed the ball of condensed chakra into Mai's stomach, grinding against her clothing and stomach, before the clone released her legs and she was sent flying away into a tree a few meters behind her. Mai was not prepared for the impact and hit the back of her head against the tree, knocking her out. Naruto blinked owlishly, not expecting that she would get knocked unconscious by that last move. "Aw geez, what the hell do I do now?" asked Naruto aloud, before giving an exasperated sigh and walking over to Mai, before slinging her bloody right forearm over his shoulder and sweeping her feet from under her, carrying her away bridal style. "Oh see crap, I shredded most of her clothing in the last attack," whispered Naruto, while trying in vain to not look at Mai's upper body, her breasts only being hidden by a small amount of mesh and a little bit of her blue dress. Crap, I have to get her back to her tent before someone sees this, thought Naruto in worry, with a slight blush on his face. Naruto quickly hopped away in the direction of the main camp, while stopping and hiding whenever someone was nearby. Luckily, they had been training for longer than usual thanks to the spar, and it was now almost 8 in the afternoon, so not too many people were out and about, thus allowing Naruto to get Mai back to her tent safely. He set her down on her bed and was just about to leave, when the small amount of clothing hiding Mai's breasts from the world split, revealing them for all to see. Her dark pink nipples glistening with sweat from their training while her large breasts bounced. Naruto stood there in shock for 5 seconds before realizing exactly what he was looking at, before he developed a small blush, before a large blush quickly replaced it and he was sent flying back with a bloody nose and a stupid grin. Mai then chuckled and got up from the bed, having been feigning unconsciousness for the past 2 minutes after waking up and finding herself in Naruto's arms, waiting patiently for the perfect moment to accidentally tear what remained of her clothing on her upper body. Mai walked over to him and patted his face condescendingly. "As I said, you are still too young to tease me," Mai said, before noticing a small bulge in his pants. "But I guess I'll just have to wait a bit longer until you are a challenge for me," said Mai with a slight giggle, before giving him a kiss on the cheek on his whisker marks, causing him to release a small purr. "How cute," thought Mai, before walking off to get a new mesh shirt and change her now tattered dress. Although that was quite a surprise, thought Mai, as she stripped while going over their spar. He shows a good amount of mental flexibility, being able to come up with many plans in the heat of battle, even being able to surprise me twice. I highly doubt he is genin rank, and he must have surely been scorned and his potential limited by the leaf. The green-eyed brunette continued in thought, while putting on her new mesh shirt, before slipping on her blue dress. "Oh well, their loss is our gain," thought Mai, before draping Naruto's left arm over her shoulder and using a body flicker to get him back to his tent. As she attempted to set him down on his bed, Something squeezed her left breast. Mai's head mechanically twitched until she was staring down at whatever had groped her and saw Naruto's left hand. Mai, seeing his stupid grin, gained another bright idea and set him down and took off his shirt and pants along with his sandals before stripping herself of her dress, high-heeled sandals and shin guards, along with her mesh top, leaving her in only her shorts and mesh leggings, which reached down to just above mid-thigh and over her knees respectively. She then got under his covers with him on his right and cuddled up against him. Mai gave a small yawn as she rested against Naruto. Thanks to Naruto's growth spurt from his training with Apu, she was able to comfortably rest her head on his chest, as they were both more or less the same height. "This feels nice," mumbled Mai, before Naruto unknowingly pulled her closer. "Yeah, nice," said Mai before falling asleep. Line break. Naruto slowly opened his eyes the next morning and yawned. He went to stretch his arms, but found his right arm was pinned down by something. "Alright, remain calm. What was the last thing that happened yesterday?" thought Naruto, before remembering he had passed out from a nosebleed. "Darn, didn't think I was a pervert, although I guess between Iruka, closet pervert Ibisu, porn-reading Kakashi and the old man, as well as the self-proclaimed super pervert Jiraiya, writer of said porn and master peeper, I was doomed to become a pervert," mumbled a disgruntled Naruto. "Wait a minute, it still doesn't explain what is pinning my right arm down," thought Naruto, before slowly turning his head to the side and seeing Mai there, curled up against his chest, sleeping peacefully. While on the outside Naruto had a face of stone, internally, what the hell is going on? He was very surprised. Mai moved a little in her sleep and Naruto felt something amazingly soft along his bare chest. Wait a minute, bare chest? Thought Naruto in apprehension, before lifting up the cover a little and seeing that he was topless. But on top of that, Mei is topless in my bed, thought a greatly surprised and slightly worried Naruto. Okay, now is the big moment. Check, you are still wearing pants, thought Naruto calmly. He slowly reached down and felt his two legs. Okay, no pants, but I still have underwear. Why did I just feel a third leg? Thought Naruto, having brushed a smooth leg on his way back up. Is she naked? Thought Naruto in confusion instead of apprehension, now that the initial shock of waking up with Mai next to him had worn off. Naruto raised the covers once again and received a view of Mai's hourglass figure and thankfully, shorts and mesh pants. Oh man, phew, I do not want to be a dad at the age of 15. But wow, she is absolutely perfect, thought Naruto in awe, going over Mai's figure in his mind. Now this brings up the more pressing matter. Why is she in my bed almost naked? Naruto pondered. Naruto's musings stopped when he felt his right leg and hand become enveloped by a pair of war mesh covered thighs. Aw, screw it, who cares, I am going to savor this, thought Naruto, before wrapping Mai's body closer to him and going back to sleep. Once Naruto had fallen asleep, Mai opened up her left eye and looked at Naruto in surprise. Well, he certainly got comfortable fast, thought Mai in amusement, before hugging on to Naruto again and following his example, before going back to sleep for another hour or so, since it was only 5 in the morning. Line break. After that day, Mai tried her best to have as much contact with Naruto as possible without arousing suspicion from any other parties, doing things such as sneaking up on him and pressing her breasts on his back, or accidentally falling on Naruto during spars or free time. Naruto enjoyed the contact, but was a little confused about the rapid change in Mai. Line break. From some reason, Jiraiya suddenly cried in anguish at the feeling of someone being oblivious to a hot woman's advances. Line break. 2 weeks after the incident of Naruto knocking out Mai in their spar and somehow waking up with her the next day, another attack was planned on one of Yagura's main bases. The rebels' main base was in the south, so they planned to attack Yagura's stronghold to the south, as it would give them access to the village itself. Yagura in total only had a total of 18 bases. 4 in the classical north, east, west and south directions 5 kilometers away from the village itself, 4 more bases in the intersection of a diagonal path with any 2 of the 4 bases 3 kilometers away from each base, each forming an isosceles triangle, and lastly, a ring made up of the other 10 bases, surrounding these bases, and forming a circle with a radius of 10 kilometers. In total, the rebels had taken out 8 of these bases, 2 on the eastern part of the ring, 1 on the western part of the circle, and the remaining 5 from the south, southeastern and southwestern part of the ring, as well as the 2 bases which form the isosceles triangles with the main south base. Thus, The southern side now only had one base left between the rebels' main camp and the village, in which Yagura resided. This is rather risky, Lady Mai. We only have a couple hundred or so troops with us, while Yagura has at least a few thousand. Furthermore, he may be on to us, given a majority of our attacks have been in the south. Stated. Oh, Mai nodded, deep in thought, thinking about how to go about this. True, you do make a good point. Oh, we really are being stretched thin. However, we have been successful so far and I do believe we can be so again, but at what cost? Said Mai rhetorically. Well, I just might have an idea, although it is quite risky. Chimed in Naruto, who had been sitting off to the side, on a table, while Mai, and a few other high-ranking Junin, were discussing their plan of action. Oh, do tell. Said one of the Junin apathetically. One of the Junin next to the one who had just spoken nudged him sharply with his elbow before speaking. Hey, you know, it was only thanks to him that we were able to take the western base without any casualties on our part. Well, that aside, I do have an idea, which very well may end this war within the month. Said Naruto, drawing incredulous stares from all in the tent. Ridiculous. This war has been going on for 5 years and it has taken that long just to get this far. Ending the war in a month. Preposterous! Shouted Amayuri Ringo, one of the few remaining members of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, before coughing a bit. Believe me, it by no means will be easy, rather, it will be the most difficult battle of your life. However, given our numbers and Yagura's forces' recent movements, it is the best course of action to bring about a decisive finish. Said Naruto firmly. What is this plan of yours? Asked Oh, staring at Naruto intensely. I will lead a small contingent of troops around Yagura's bases until we arrive near his northern bases. We will take the base and allow a few survivors to report back that the leader of the alliance and the last remnants of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist attacked. Said Naruto, before he was cut off by incredulous shouting. Lady Mai, surely you can't be thinking of going along with this, it is a death trap. Stated the same Junin who had spoken apathetically before. That is enough, Hiroshi. I thank you for your concern, but I haven't even agreed to the plan yet. Said Mai, with her trademark smile, causing O to back off unconsciously. In any case, I never said Mai herself would carry out the attack, did I? Questioned Naruto rhetorically. Huh? Replied back Hiroshi unintelligently. Naruto sighed before quickly making the signs for a transformation jutsu. Once the smoke had cleared, an exact replica of Mai was staring at them. A transformation won't fool anyone for long. Criticized Oh, shut up or I'll kill you. Said Naruto, once again causing O to take a step back. You see, my transformation technique is special. I can only attribute it to having a being known for its transformation and shape-shifting ability inside me, but my transformations are solid, not illusions. Said Naruto in Mai's voice. Incredible. Said Masaki, the Junin who had nudged Hiroshi before. Furthermore, if I have chakra and do not want to be knocked out of the transformation, I can be. Said Naruto. Lastly, since I too have boil and lava style bloodlines, I am the only one able to perfectly trick the enemy into believing I am truly Mai. Said Naruto, before ending the transformation. Why the need for Chijuro and Amayuri? Asked Mai curiously. It is only logical, the leader has some of her strongest with her. Well, O is also an option. No leader would ever take all their strongest warriors alone. Hence O staying with you ensures they don't catch on to the ruse. Explained Naruto. What makes you think you can take out their base all by yourself? We had to fight tooth and nail to get even this far. Asked Amayuri. Well, my ninjutsu prowess aside, I have the ability to literally create an army, so if you were worried about numbers, don't be. Said Naruto flatly. It does sound risky, but that aside, how can you taking that base end the war? Asked Masaki. Simple, we do not have numbers on our side, as despite the fact that I could produce hundreds of clones, they have thousands of ninja. Not to mention, the one-hit dispersion side effect of shadow clones. Although there has been a simple plan which has worked numerous times in the past. Said Naruto while pausing. Which is? Asked Oh, but a pincer, of course. Countless massive forces have been taken out by much smaller ones thanks to a pincer. So, I lead an attack from the north disguised as Mai. Yagura sends the majority of his forces north and the rest of you can pincer him from the south. blocking him off from two sides. Finished Naruto with a self-satisfied grin. Naruto walked back to the table he had previously been sitting on and proceeded to lay down on it with his eyes closed. After some discussion and deliberation among the others, they came to an agreement that Naruto's plan just might work. "Alright Naruto, we will go with your suggested plan of attack," said Mai, causing Naruto to sit up quickly and head off. "Cool, Amayuri, you let Chijiro know and gather any reliable ninja you know, no more than 5, and tell them to be ready to head out at 4 tomorrow morning," said Naruto, before leaving the tent and going to take a nap. "Man, that guy is frustrating," muttered Amayuri, causing the others to chuckle. "Yeah, and now you get to spend around a month stuck with him and only 6 other people," laughed Mai. "To think that I'm staving off my illness just to spend more time with him, oh joy," sighed Amayuri. "Well, I guess it could be worse. He could have been a loudmouth brat with no skill. At least he is a decent ninja," said the swordswoman, before heading off to assemble her team. Chapter 5 The Penultimate Battle. The sun was not even close to rising and everyone in the rebel camp was still fast asleep, except for 5 people. Those who were not fortunate enough to be sleeping right now were Mayuri, Chijiro, Kiri and Ganryu, along with the reason they were all awake so early, Naruto. "Alright now, before we head out, I need a basic rundown of your abilities," said Naruto quietly, not wanting to wake up anyone who wasn't directly needed for the plan, in case Yagura had spies planted in their camp. "All of us are skilled swordsmen except for Kiri, who excels in medical ninjutsu and knows a few medium-level genjutsu. All of us also possess at least Chunin-level mastery over water, in addition to me possessing lightning release," stated Amayuri, slightly impatient. "Good. In addition to my ninjutsu prowess and fire and wind, we make a rather solid team. We could use a strong earth release wielder, but with all of us having rather good water release jutsu, we should be fine, defensively," said Naruto thoughtfully. "Have you all been briefed on the mission parameters?" asked Naruto, earning a nod from the 4 gathered ninja. "Alright then, let's move out. I will transform once we are out of sight of the base," said Naruto, earning another set of nods before the group disappeared in a burst of speed. As the group ran through the dense fog surrounding the base, they eventually came to the point where the genjutsu hiding the camp was. Naruto with a sigh closed his eyes before Kiri deactivated the barrier before Naruto was dragged across the boundary by Amayuri before Kiri put the barrier back up. "Okay, from this point on I am Mai and you all need to address me as such," said Naruto before he transformed and became an identical replica of the dual bloodline holder. "Move out," said Naruto in Mai's voice. After running for a bit, Chijiro spoke up. Lady Maya, how are you able to change your voice?" asked Chijiro, slightly hesitant. "Well Chijiro, it just so happens that my transformation abilities are exceedingly special, even changing my voice as well as my body. The only thing which doesn't change is my chakra density. As such, my ability to use jutsu isn't affected, allowing me to use any of the jutsu I know without having to adjust due to having someone else's chakra control and reserves," said Mai, with her usual smile. "Ugh, that is so creepy. Never transform into me," said Amayuri. Mai just gave a smile. "I'll have to try that at some point just to mess with her," thought Naruto in amusement. Mai held up her left hand, having heard something in the distance. The assembled group of ninjas stopped. Mai lowered her head to the ground, placing her ear close to it, listening intently. Off to the east there was a lot of noise being generated, the sound of enemy ninja. To Naruto's delight, they were heading south. "Perfect, their lines in the north are thinning out as they are moving south, all according to plan," thought Naruto with a smile, before standing up and signaling for the group to resume their running. Line break. Oh, and the real Mai were in the main tent, going over a few last-minute details for their battle plan, while waiting for word on the enemy forces. "Oh, do you think this plan will work?" asked Mai hesitantly. Oh took a deep breath before exhaling, after which he proceeded to speak. "Well, I do believe the plan has some merit to it." To Naruto's credit, pincers are rather successful, having been able to cause the downfall of armies 10 times bigger than the one we are currently facing, but paused, gaining a thoughtful look. "But what is it?" asked Mai anxiously. "There are a great deal many factors unaccounted for leaving me uneasy." Finished. Such as, probed Mai. "Such as how many troops will actually head back north, once Naruto, disguised as you, is spotted? What if none of the troops head north and instead Yagura himself makes an appearance? And what about the reverse of that? In addition to this, How do we know the East and West forces are not doing something similar to us now and pincer us as well? The plan, if everything goes according to plan, should work. However, I am uneasy about all the unaccounted variables. Finished O with a small sigh. My thought deeply on everything O had just said. If that is the case, why did you let them carry out this plan? Asked Mai, curious of why O would go along with such a plan. As I said, the plan itself has merit and can potentially win this war. I am just slightly uneasy at how much is being left to chance. Said O, just before a messenger entered the tent and knelt. Lady Mai, Lord O, we have just received word from out spies that the forces to the east are heading in this direction while the western forces are heading into the center of the village fortifying its defenses. Said the messenger quickly. Excellent, thank you for the update, you are dismissed now. Said Mai with a kind-hearted smile, as the messenger bowed and left. This is good news. Said O, looking over a map of the land of water. If Naruto can do his part, this plan might just work. Mumbled O. Line break. After a while of running and dodging any of Yaguro's ninja, they finally reached an area uphill of the base they were going to invade. Okay, this is how it is going to work. We need to ensure at least half of the ninja here are taken out, either dead, or unable to move. Also, make a point of striking down some messengers, but ensure at least 3 remain for each direction. This will ensure all points, east, west and south, receive word that we are here, but doesn't make it look as though we wanted them to escape. Anyone who doesn't flee after half the ninja are taken down, are to be killed. This will lower their numbers for later. Understood? Said Mai, getting a nod from the other 4 ninja with her. Amayuri, when I finish speaking, wait exactly 30 seconds for the rest of us to get into position, before throwing a lightning bolt directly at that large, thatched building, at which point, I will launch lava around the east side of the base to further throw their ranks into disarray. After I launch my lava, Kiri, you will need to cast a double false surrounding genjutsu around Ganryu and Chijuro, making it so everyone affected sees them 10 meters to the left of where they actually are. Ganryu and Chijuro, you need to be the ones who begin to cut them down. I doubt the genjutsu will buy you more than 5 seconds of time, 10 if they are confused enough, so after 6 seconds, I will charge in and reveal myself. When they panic, all hell breaks loose, kill all in sight, ensuring only the bare minimum of survivors escape. Now, move out. Said Mai before Kiri, Ganryu, Chijuro and my left, leaving Amayuri alone. The kid isn't too bad at coming up with strategies, plus he does take things seriously when he needs to. Not a bad mindset for a brat, thought Amayuri, contemplating the recently turned 16-year-old ninja and his strange personality as she counted down to 0. 3, 2, 1, go! Whispered Amayuri, before generating a tennis ball-sized sphere of lightning in between her kiba blades, before launching it, causing the roof of the building it struck to catch on fire. We're under attack, it must be the rebels! Shouted a ninja, who ran out of the building. Lava style, lava wave! Shouted Mai from a rocky outcrop near the base and spat a 10-meter-long wave of lava out. It's their leader, impossible! Shouted another ninja, who quickly turned around, hearing fellow comrades being cut down. Chijuro and Ganryu were advancing slowly, but steadily. Ganryu cut down his foes swiftly and without mercy, as Chijuro caused his Haramkare to form into a hammer made of chakra, which blasted ninja away in their dozens. Surprisingly, the genjutsu lasted a full 12 seconds, before someone noticed it and dispelled it, which had given Mai 6 seconds of time to spread her mist out around her immediate area. Lava and boil release and swordsman with the famous 7 blades of our land, it must be her, the rebel leader. Quickly, send out for reinforcements from all our bases. If we cut off the head of this rebellion, the rest will fall. Said the first man who had emerged from the building when lightning struck it. Perfect, thought Naruto, who started to spread his acidic mist over the loyalists, who cried out in agony. 7 messengers tried to flee, but Amayuri stealthily struck, killing 4 of them, leaving only 3 to leave as planned. At this stage, there were already 50 dead bodies hacked to pieces by Ganryu, 20 knocked out or dead from Chijuro's blunt force trauma, and 60 dead from Ai's acidic mist. Having killed off most of the messengers, Amayuri jumped into the fray, electrocuting and slashing through many of the remaining ninja. 200 ninja lived in this base before the attack, 7 fled, 21 were captured, with all the others being dead or close to it, thanks to the assault of 5 ninja. As the survivors were tied up and placed into one of the many remaining buildings, Naruto gathered up his chakra, having dispelled his transformation of mind now that the battle was over. Fire style, fireball jutsu, said Naruto, as the building caught aflame. As the ninja who were placed into it were all knocked out, there were no screams of pain, and after 3 minutes, the building had burned down, with the fire having been put out due to the excess of moisture in the air. "What now?" asked Jiro timidly. "Now, we wait," said Naruto stoically, as he created 2 shadow clones who he nodded to, who then took off towards the southeast and southwest. Line break. Mai and O were mobilizing the entirety of their remaining forces. Having begun this war almost 5 years ago with 3,000 troops, half of which were bloodline holders, they were now down to a small 750. Not a particularly bad outcome, considering that Yagura's forces had gone from 20,000 to half that. What the rebels lacked in numbers, they made up for in their unique abilities, and with Naruto joining in and taking out a full 300 all by himself in various raids, they could not have been any luckier that he had been banished and decided to come to the land of water. The remaining rebels were moving cautiously and quietly north. The need to do so impressed upon all of them, as if the loyalists found out Mai was really in the south and not near the north base, the entire pincer would fail. "Everything is slowly occurring as planned," thought Mai grimly, knowing full well that this final battle would determine the fate of the village hidden in the mist. "Still, if the battle is nearing its end, the battle with Yagura is at hand," thought Mai with a frown, remembering what Naruto had said to her late last night. Line break. Flashback. Line break. "What are you saying?" asked Mai in shock, eyes widened slightly. "Exactly what I said, and you can change this," said Naruto. Mai paused for a moment, before adopting her sickly sweet smile, which haunted O's dreams. "Excuse me, but it seems as though you think you can order me around like a common genin," said Mai in a sickly sweet voice, while subtly making a jab at Naruto's official rank. "I am not ordering you around. I am telling you that I will be the only one to fight Yagura with no interference," said Naruto harshly, not in the least bit intimidated. "And just exactly who do you think you are to decide who will fight Yagura? As I recall, you are not even a mist ninja and we have been fighting in this war for years now?" asked Mai in a tone which promised pain no matter the answer. "Someone just like Yagura and the only one who has the right to end him. He might have enslaved and slaughtered your people, but the curse of a Jinchuriki is something only another Jinchuriki can understand. If Yagura is to die, it will be at my hand. None of you can understand Jinchuriki and never will. If he has to die, at the very least, it will be to someone who understands his pain," said Naruto, before leaving the tent, leaving a conflicted and very annoyed Mai behind. Line break and flashback. Line break. "We are almost at the dispatch point," whispered O to Mai, earning a nod of understanding. "Good luck O, make sure you survive," said Mai, as she and O split paths, with half of the troops going with O, while half went with Mai. After receiving word of the enemy's movements, O suggested they split the remaining ninja between the two of them. O would continue straight up north, while Mai would swing around to the now weakened western front. This would change the plan of attack to a 3-pronged pincer attack instead of a 2-pronged pincer, which would allow the rebels to not only attack a greater area of loyalists, but also put more pressure on them, forcing them to either be killed or retreat to the east, the only point not being attacked. The plan does have its downsides though, with the two groups still needing to take out almost 2,000 troops between them, not to mention the strength of the two forces would become much weaker than if they had all continued on together. At the very least though, capturing would suffice. After all, killing every mist ninja in existence not on the side of the rebels would make recovering from this terrible ordeal almost impossible. Line break. "Lord Yagura, our northern base has been attacked and destroyed by none other than the rebel leader Maitarumi," said a kneeling Chunin loyalist, who had just received the information from a messenger. A man of diminutive stature wearing a cloak stood up and walked to the right side corner of the room, where he picked up a peculiar staff off a small bookshelf. He strapped the strange staff, which seemed to have a flower growing out of it, onto his back, and walked near the Chunin, before tapping him lightly on the shoulder, causing him to look up. "Come, today this pointless war ends," said the fourth Mizukage, who was prepared for the final battle for Kiri, for better or for worse. Line break. "How much longer do we need to wait here?" asked Mayuri to their group leader, whose eyes had been closed for the past 30 minutes. Naruto sat there in silence, before he twitched imperceptibly, as he felt the memories of his clones return to him. Mai and O have split and are attacking from two separate fronts, risky, but if they can manage, it will be of major assistance to the battle. Ah, and there it is, the chakra of the Sanbi, although it feels controlled in a way, unnatural of a tailed beast chakra, going off the feeling of mine and Gaara's. Even after Gaara learned to block out Shukaku, I could still feel the erratic nature of the tailed beast chakra, thought Naruto, pondering just what exactly this meant. We leave now, said Naruto, as the group quickly stood up and took off in the direction of battle. Soon this battle will be over, then, I can get started, thought Naruto as they ran along the ground quickly, excited, but also slightly wary for battle. Line break. It is time to end this foolish battle once and for all, do you not agree, Sanbi? Thought Yagura, questioning his host. Yes, it will all end soon, replied a voice much too gentle to be the voice of a tailed beast, but Yagura seemed not to notice or care. Soon, I will cleanse mist of these impure genetic scum and restore glory to the village hidden in the mist, thought Yagura in excitement. To think this fool managed to become a cage, but never noticed himself, or his beast being subdued, thought the voice in Yagura's head, eager to see the fruits of his labor. This village has only experienced a taste of hell, thought the voice, trailing off ominously. Lord Yagura, our forces are being attacked from the south and the west, reported a messenger, as they all ran northwards. It is of no consequence, the leader is north, and once the leader is killed, the rest will fall, replied Yagura stoically. But my lord, my Terumi is in fact leading the attack on our western front, said the messenger in worry. What? Asked Yagura, as he outright stopped running, causing the rest of his men to follow suit. Yagura made the ram sign and focused his chakra into the mist, enabling him to feel every presence in contact with the mist. It seems that the messenger is in fact accurate, but if that is the case, who attacked the north? Impossible. A tailed beast carrier, the Nine Tails even, as well as those two traitorous ninja. This changes things, thought Yagura. Kushimaru, Jinpaki, you two will come with me. Jin and you will lead half of our forces west and deal with the leader of this rebellion. The rest of you are to head south and fortify the defense there. They will no doubt have sent most of their manpower west to back up their leader, as well as north for the surprise attack, so you should not encounter too much difficulty. Now disperse, said Yagura. Yes sir, shouted the ninja, as they turned around and set off towards their new mission. Oh, and what do you need us for, Yagura? Asked Jinpaki, in a slightly raspy voice. Ah, you two will be deal with your traitorous counterparts, Amayuri and Chijuro. I trust you will see to it that they don't live to regret their decision to betray me, said Yagura coldly. Not at all, replied Kushimaru, in a slightly high-pitched voice. Line break. Oh was frowning slightly. Having been around for the Third Great Ninja War, he knew a thing or two about tactics, just like he knew that Yagura had more ninja at his disposal than what his unit was currently up against. Even double the amount of ninja they were fighting, assuming an equal number had been sent to deal with my entire unit, was not even half of Yagura's forces. While they were making ground, being able to subdue a larger portion of ninja than they killed, Oh was wary. If the other half of Yagura's troops are with Yagura heading towards Naruto, there is very little chance his group will survive such an onslaught, and that is without factoring Yagura himself in, thought Oh, as he launched a water dragon, knocking out 20, unlucky. Or lucky considering that they would live through this battle. Ninja Oh discreetly pushed some chakra into his Bakugan and looked as far ahead as he could. It seems two large forces are moving south and west. They can only be reinforcements, thought Oh, before focusing his chakra on seeing further. 3 large signatures are moving north. Wait a minute, something is tampering with the largest signature. Impossible. Could it be that Yagura has been under a genjutsu this whole time? Thought Oh in shock, while launching 10 kunai at 10 unlucky ninja, considering their vitals had been pierced. Has this entire war been misguided? Questioned Oh, before putting those thoughts aside and plunging back into battle. Line break. Ganryu, Kiri, I want you two to head to the western front where Mai is. Knowing the intellect of a cage, Yagura will have no doubt figured out our tactic by now and would have sent someone powerful to take out Mai. Go and reinforce her, said Naruto, before abruptly stopping, causing everyone else to follow suit. Why are we stopping? asked Jiro. Because Yagura, as well as 2 high-level chakra signatures, are almost here, said Naruto ominously. Naruto gave a nod to Ganryu and Kiri, who then took off. As the trio waited in silence, a breeze blew through the area, shortly after which, Yagura, Kashimaru, and Jinpachi dropped down into the narrow clearing surrounded by trees. So it seems you are the reason the Bloodline scum were able to gain some morale, holder of the Kiwabi, said Yagura flatly. Yes, and it seems you are the reason this bloody war occurred in the first place, holder of the Sanbi, said Naruto, staring Yagura down. Ah, Amayuri, and look at what we have here, that little brat Jiro. I hope you two are ready to die here today, said Jinpachi mockingly. You never could send shockwaves through my heart, both of you bore me. Today I will end you two, so I never need to see you ever again, shouted Amayuri. Big words from someone not much longer of this world. Even without you having to face the two of us, death's door is waiting for you, retorted Kashimaru. She isn't facing the two of you alone, said Jiro. Ha, the little pup talks, said Jinpachi mockingly. Can you two handle these guys? Asked Naruto, never taking his eyes off Yagura. No problem, these cowards won't last long, replied Amayuri with a fanged grin, as she raised her Kiba blades. I can trust you two to take care of this? Questioned Yagura rhetorically. No need to worry, I will bring you back some fruit, said Kashimaru, mocking Chijiro and Amayuri's names. Big words from a chestnut, retorted Amayuri. Yagura, let these 4 battle, me and you will fight one-on-one, and you will die, never to be seen again, said Naruto. Such arrogance, said Yagura before charging at Naruto with his pole out. Naruto blocked the attack with his forearm, before rotating into Yagura's guard and elbowing him back, before fly kicking him away and following after. Looks like it is just us 4 now, taunted Amayuri. Not for long, Yagura will kill that fool in no time, retorted Jinpachi. We'll see, said Amayuri as she settled into a stance, ready for a fight against her 2 former comrades. That's the end of this part, guys. If you want the next part, then like, subscribe and leave a comment saying so. This is Maelstrom signing off.